Well, this has just happened. Former National Security Advisor John Bolton, whose name has repeatedly surfaced in the impeachment inquiry hearings as a witness to key events, has returned to Twitter today following mysterious absence. Today, he said he was happy to be back and teased that he would have more to say. And then, just moments ago, during the last commercial break, here's what he said on Twitter. Since resigning as National Security Advisor, the White House refused to return access to my personal Twitter account. Out of fear of what I might say, he asks. To those who speculated, I went into hiding. I'm sorry to disappoint! Exclamation point. Let's bring in now Jenna Ellis-Reeves, Senior Legal Advisor for the Trump 2020 campaign. Ethan Bierman, liberal radio host of Left Coast News. Great to see you both. Jenna, you've just recently joined the campaign in the last week or so. So I'm going to start with you. John Bolton, if he gets into the mix on the Hill, what does that look like for the president?
Yeah, we'll have two responses, Harris. First is so what, and the second is who cares. This is someone who has made no secret of the fact that he opposed the president's foreign policy and he resigned accordingly. And this is just yet another speculation and opinion. And you know what? We can all talk about our opinions on foreign policy, but that's why we have a duly elected president who has the final word on that. And everyone, including Bolton, serves at the pleasure of the president. And so I go back to so what and who cares. He is looking for his 5 minutes of fame to simply go back and just oppose President Trump because he disagreed with his policy. Well, that really doesn't matter.
And I want to tell everybody, too, because you've been a guest on this show previous to your new job with the White House, that you are also a constitutional attorney. So you look at this from both those lanes. Ethan, I want to get your response on this because John Bolton has been someone that Democrats have said that they would love to see testify. He brings some key witness points together. They don't want to subpoena him because they don't want to get caught in a protracted court battle over whether or not he would talk. But now he's back on Twitter.
This is great news. This is the guy who also called Rudy Giuliani a hand grenade. So maybe Ambassador Bolton will be brave enough to jump on that grenade for our republic as somebody who has, while I disagree with him on many political things, understands his fidelity and responsibilities to our Constitution. Those separations of powers, the rest of us don't believe in this unitary executive theory that the president and the attorney general seem to believe in, that the president can do anything he wants. Congress has oversight rights. They have the tax and spend clause. They allocated the money for Ukraine. The president held up that aid money. This is a very clear violation of those separations of duties. And Ambassador Bolton holds the key to a lot of these secrets. What is the White House hiding?
Well, we may or may not hear from him before his book comes out. Real quickly, Trump impeachment and removal from office among independents right now. Trending no, 47 to 41%, just in the last few seconds. Why is it going in the direction that more independents now believe that the president should not be impeached and removed? Jenna?
Yeah, well, the reason for that is because we're seeing very clearly that President Trump was actually wise in waiting for the disbursement of the aid to make sure that it was consistent with anti-corruption and national security interests. And so we're actually seeing that President Trump did everything right. He did his job perfectly. And this is also consistent with RNC's internal polling that the voters actually, over a third of Democrats want to see Biden investigated. They don't want to see President Trump impeached. He has the highest approval rating since this impeachment circus began. So I think that's very important to consider. Yeah. People are seeing through this.
Gallup has him at 43% today. Ethan, Jenna, thank you very much. Good to see you both.